First pitch coming your way next. And on the hill today, Freddie Peralta. But, Chris, he hasn't exactly been stellar here on his home mound.
Well, I'll say this. Every player wants to.
Catcher Kyle Teal blasted a solo homer yesterday. The only run they were able to score. The White Sox could really use a win here in the thick of the postseason hunt. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And the count is 1-1.
I think he wanted that call in the upper part of the zone, but just didn't get it. Now he's just trying to get a better feel for how much it missed so he can adjust his sights just a little bit.
And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
And every game seems bigger once you get past the All-Star break, Boog. Some teams get paralyzed by that pressure, but the best teams rise to the moment.
The 1-2 keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Here's a 1-2. Peralta with a stellar run lately on the mound, really carving up lineups. 3-2 now.
Some pitchers can go out there and rip off a month or two of incredible starts. And right now, it looks like he's in one of those grooves. Really fun to watch.
Next offering popped in the air, right field. And there's 2 down.
Batting third, shortstop Colson Montgomery.
Whoa. Hey.
Hammered down the right side, but foul.
Well, you put good velocity in the head of the hitter. He's got to get it ready early and then change speeds. Keep him off balance. That's the goal.
On the ground to the left. Tosses to first. Inning over. And the A's will get their first opportunity in a scoreless ball game. We go to the bottom of the first. Today's starting pitcher, Zach Littell. Tell us about him in that sub-3 ERA, Singy.
Well, anytime you can keep your ERA under 3, you're doing a lot of things right, and you're putting your team in a position to win a lot of ball games as well.
Second inning set to go. Now here's the cleanup hitter for the White Sox, Munetaka Murakami. That's off the inside corner, and that's ball 1. Singy's currently the team leader in runs batted in. Peralta, multi-time All-Star, more than 100 career wins on the mound, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Gets him. One away on a drop third strike.
Pretty simple plan of attack on the mound right there, huh?
Yeah, nothing but fast. And at first with 1 gone, Brooks Baldwin steps to the plate for the White Sox. Good power, not great in the OBP department. Matthew Ross behind the plate. Pitcher's umpire.
Yeah, pitchers that work side to side effectively love being on the mound with Ross calling balls and strikes, Boog. If you can command your stuff on the outer edges of the strike zone, he will reward you.
Hey!
Swung on, belted. And it is gone. So he blasts one out the other way. His 4th home run of the season. And the White Sox jump out in front. It's 2-0.
Boog, his plan was to hit the ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. His bat looks like it's in the zone for such a long time, and that gives him the ability to get barrel on it and hit the ball out to any part of the park.
Foul ball. And now Tristan Peters.
Not getting the results he's wanted at the plate recently. Only 2 hits over the last 5 games.
And the 1-0.
Huh.
Man at first, one away. Ground ball right side, could be 2. Kurtz to second, return throw to first, got him, double play, and that'll do it. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. Now to the bottom of the 2nd. It's the White Sox 2 and the A's nothing. Bottom of the 2nd. Scoring position, no outs. Leo DeVries up next for the A's. 3 for 6 in the series so far. That one close, ruled the ball. And that's ball 1.
Well, in this situation with the runner on second, you've got to get him up to third. Think back up the middle or to right field.
Runner edges away at second.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit, it's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Struck him out looking.
You know, splitters aren't thrown by a ton of pitchers, and one of the main reasons is that they're difficult to control. And not many guys can spot them consistently where they want to, but he's one of those exceptions. He's found a way to corral a split, and he can place it on a dime just like he did right there.
Ball 1.
Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third.
That's the ball.
There's the ball. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And the tying run is now only 90 feet away.
Well, sometimes stealing third base can be tough, especially if that shortstop or second baseman are making some noises, moving towards the bag, try to make you think that you've got to stay close. Well, they didn't do a very good job of that. Get a comfortable lead, got a great jump, and that's how you steal third base.
Now one missed. Nick Kurtz in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
That just came apart right there. 4-pitch walk, and guy at the plate was not going to help him out by swinging at something out of the zone.
Next up for the A's, Nick Kurtz. 0 for 1 so far.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Hammered on the line, base hit. In from third is the tying run.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. And he grounds one to the right side. Murakami over to second. What a double play that was. Inning over. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. On to inning number 4. We are tied 2-2. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been struggling.
Montgomery.
One down. And now Munetaka Murakami. He's 0 for 1. And there's a foul ball. Line drive, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. Well struck left field. That's down. One hops off the wall. Into third now. So runners at the corners and 1 out.
That's back-to-back singles for him. Big rip off the bat there. Some seriously loud contact on that knock. Didn't bring in the run, but he got him that much closer to taking the lead here.
Baldwin in the box now. Takes strike 1.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
The 0-1.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Runners at the corners, 1 away. Top half of inning number 4. Hot shot, and he can't knock it down. In to score from third. It's an RBI single. 3-2. They take the lead.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
On the ground to first. Dive, and he's got it. Nicely done for the out.
Look at the big guy getting down and dirty, robbing what probably would have been a double if it gets by him. You'd love to see that because most times it's the shortstop or second baseman, but he wants to get in the mix a little bit as well.
Peters in the box now. Takes strike 1. First signs of bullpen movement here in the early going. Brooks Kriske up and loosening in the pen. Baker getting loose as well. Two on, 2 outs. Swing, and this one's bounced to the ground. Kurtz steps on the bag. They limit the damage here. 1 run in the inning, but they lead 2. We're midway in the 4th. It's the White Sox 3 and the A's 2. This is White Sox baseball on the show. Welcome back.
That's ball 4. You're out. 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 You're out.
So 2 down. Now at the plate, Kyle Teal.
Strike. Woo.
Strike 2.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
2 down, nobody on. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. The 0-2.
No.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Ball.
Swings and misses, struck him out. And that's strikeout number 100 on the year. Nothing doing for the White Sox, but they're up 3-2. Welcome back as we take a check of the current standings.
Center fielder, Brenton Doyle.
That one
No,
misses.
that's a ball.
And that is ball. Just missed. The possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Nobody out. Late on that fastball.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it. Still try to get that ground ball double play.
Yeah, that drops in for a strike.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing plane.
Next offering is downstairs. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. Pulls it in on the run. Runner tags at second, and he makes it up to third with one away.
Up next for the A's, first baseman, Dick Hurt.
Pitch gets away. DeVries up to second. Runner at third holds, so both runners are now in scoring position.
Got to take advantage of this opportunity now because of the wild pitch. They've got two runners in scoring position. Good time for the hitter to lock in, put the ball in play hard somewhere.
2 on, 1 out.
Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
Ripped to right. He's got it. Runner tagging from third. Runner from third into score. And again, we are tied. So up next, Zach Geloff. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads.
Did he
Check
go?
swing, appeal to first. No swing, just held it back there. 2 down, go ahead run in scoring position. In the dirt,
That's
it
the ball.
scoots away. The throw to third, tag,
He's
see.
in there, he's safe.
He's into third on the wild pitch.
Have to be really sure you can make it safely to third when you're in scoring position and 2 outs. Got to get that run across. Very important. Does a nice job of reading it. Gets to third base, now just 90 feet away.
That one missing inside.
I almost feel like he's frustrated a little bit. He wants to be challenged.
Movement for the White Sox in their bullpen. Number 66 up and throwing. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Up next for the A's, catcher, Jay Langeliers.
That one misses. That's 5 straight.
1-0 count. Look for him to be aggressive here. You got some runners on base, an opportunity to catch a mistake and put some runs up on the board.
2 on, 2 outs. Can't find it here. That's 6 straight balls.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
And that misses. And now 3-0. Tyler Soderstrom in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Traffic on the bases with 1 already in. Last half of inning number 5. He was late there, strike 1. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. Line drive, base hit, in to score from third. It's an RBI single, 4-3. They take the lead.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Zach Littell won't go any further, and it's going to be a start that he'd like to get a redo on. Not his best. Back with the new arm in a minute.
Now pitching for the
White Sox going with a new arm, number 66.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
Oh!
Now there's a bullet down the line. Can't reach it. This should score at least one. One runs in. Here comes the runner. Relay throw. And he's out.
Out on the tag.
Cut down, and that ends the inning. Welcome back. It's been a great game, so let's take another look at the most important moment so far. Colson Montgomery steps to the plate for the White Sox. That one ripped, but foul.
You know, these White Sox doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. The numbers tell us they're averaging more than a hit every inning, and they've only struck out twice, so they keep finding ways to put their bat on the ball.
No, that's a ball.
Way out front for strike two.
Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it, so changeup that stayed a little bit more on plane than what he was anticipating.
And that's a strikeout. Matthew Ross says he went around.
Well, big power guy right there and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to bring that to a halt once you've committed. They tried to check the swing, just couldn't do it. So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
The 1-1. Swing and a foul out of play. The A's up by 2, and we're the top half of the 6th. Not close with that one. Ball 3. Swing and a high fly ball in the air left field. That one carrying. See you later. His 16th homer of the year, and they cut into the deficit.
Those are the at-bats that leave pitchers exhausted. He had to throw a lot of pitches and still gave up the long ball. That's a bad combo. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Here's Nolan Arenado.
Ball 4. Take the base.
Now man at first. Brooks Baldwin steps to the plate for the White Sox. He's already homered in this game. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. Cut on and miss. Man at second. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
And there's 2 away. Peraza at second with 2 down. Runner takes off for third. Pitch misses. Throw bounces in, and he's safe.
Very risky right there to try to steal third with 2 outs and a left-hander at the plate. And there's an open lane for that catcher to throw down, but he gambled. Now he's at third, 90 feet closer. Perhaps a ball in the dirt that gets away from the catcher, and they pick up a run.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. 2 outs with a runner at third. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Inning over, and it could have been worse. But they draw within 1 thanks to the solo homer. 6, 7, 8 due in the bottom of the 6th. It's the A's 5 and the White Sox 4. You're watching White Sox baseball on the show, Chicago. Bottom of the 6th inning, digging in, Jacob Wilson.
Shortstop, Jacob Wilson.
Here comes the manager out of
For the
on the
White
mound
Sox.
now. Yep.
3 out. Out.
Now playing for the
Full
A's,
4. Take your base.
number 50.
Back. The top of the order, stepping in, the White Sox leadoff man, Chase Maedra. Rudder takes off, pitch in for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close. And the tying run is now in scoring position.
Well, he's got a cannon of an arm back there behind the dish. A good, accurate throw is just as important in controlling the running game. So maybe rushed his throw a little bit right there. Didn't finish it off. It was high, and I think that's what allowed the base runner to make it safely.
1-run game, 1 out, 1 on. Outside low, going to count 1 and 2.
That's a really good take.
Gets a piece and stays alive.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, it can be so tough as a hitter to pull yourself out of an extended slump, one that lasts for several games, even a week or more. You know, right now, he's really in one, so I'm sure his mind is all over the place, racing, having a hard time sleeping, trying to figure out what can get him back on track, back to feeling more comfortable and settled in the box.
Yeah, that's fouled off. So the tying run at second. The A's bullpen has some movement. Alex Vesia, the closer, is getting loose. Sterner getting cranked up as well. A's leading by a run here in the top half of inning number 7. And that one fouled off.
That's a ball.
Up the middle, Geloff throws to first in time, and that is that. The White Sox leave one, still down a run. It's 5-4. Set for the last half of the seventh. Let's check out some notable MVP candidates so far this season.
You know, these Athletics.
Ow!
Now the White Sox manage a new arm into the game. The righty, Nick Mears.
And that's a big potential run out there at second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can.
Right, woo!
One-run game. The A's looking for some insurance. Misses the zone, and he gets him to chase.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Man at second. That just misses, and it's 2-2.
He was looking for some firewood right there. I tell you what, if you're not out in front and you swing at that pitch, you'll be looking for a new bat.
In the air to left center. Peters has a beat on it. 2 down.
Up next for the A's, catcher Shea Langoliers.
Swings through that one, out in front that time.
Well, strike one is so critical in a bat like this with a real threat at the plate looking to do damage.
Oh! That's the ball.
Man on second, 2 down. And
Nope,
that one
that's away.
just missed off the outside edge. Tyler Soderstrom in the on-deck circle for the A's. The 3-1. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
First and second, 2 outs. Tyler Soderstrom getting ready to hit. This is again 5 in a row.
Well, he's already in some trouble, and falling behind in the count makes it even worse. Then you've got to throw the ball over more of the plate, and that's where they can really do damage against a guy like this.
Fought off foul.
I want to start that load a little bit sooner because of the good velo.
2 on, 2 outs.
That's the ball.
In the dirt. The 2-1. And
Nope,
delivers outside.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
The 3-1. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
And that'll load the bases.
So close to getting out of it right there, but this inning still has life.
Manager out of the dugout. New pitcher coming on, the veteran Eric Lauer.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute one pitch at a time to try to get out of this.
Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball 1.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
The 1-0. Foul off down the right side.
Pretty good pitch to take a pass at in a 1-0 count. Just not able to square it up.
And fouled off. Line drive, base hit. 1 runs in. Another comes in to score. The relay throw in there. Just beat the tag. It's a double.
Big at bat to pad their lead up to.
Did a strategy here. They issue the intentional walk, and that'll set up a force play at any base. Now it's going to be Brenton Doyle. Just missed.
That's a ball.
Well, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
The 1-0.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count, bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count and then walk in a run. He's got to challenge the hitter right here.
The Athletics trying to break this one open. Here, the bottom of the 7th. Fouls away the first offering. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that'll keep more runs from coming in. Inning over. 2 runs in the inning, but they strand 3. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the A's 7 and the White Sox 4. This is White Sox baseball on the show, Chicago. And we're back. Now it's the shortstop, number 12.
Shortstop, Colson Montgomery.
Nope, that's high.
Dominguez on the mound for the 40th time this season. And they went out and made a trade for him last season.
In this situation, you expect the batters to be a little more patient, possibly take until they get a strike. With that, you don't want to miss your opportunity to get ahead early in the count. He didn't right there.
Ball to strike. The pitch. Sliced hard, but fouled down the left side. Close, but called a ball. 2-2.
It's getting squeezed a little bit here late.
Next pitch misses inside, and it's 3-2. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Very close off the outside corner. Could have easily been called a strike in that location.
Ball 1.
This one in the air right field. And that'll get down for a hit. Lead runner makes the turn at second. And they're at the corners with nobody out. Oswald Peraza steps to the plate for the White Sox. Peraza having a lot more success on the road this season.
Well, in this situation with runners on, you've got to get ahead in the count so that you can dictate the rest of the at-bat. Nice job right there.
Swing and a ground ball. That's a base hit as a run scores.
Well done. Narrows the deficit with the RBI there. Really important at bat coming up now.
And that's off the inside edge. And it's 1-0. Fought off foul.
Some real good life going through the zone on that one.
Swings and misses. And a count 1-2.
From a pitcher's perspective, that's a beautiful splitter right there. As a hitter, you don't like it, but he's commanded his back.
To second for one. On to first, double play.
That was a much-needed double play right there. Gives him a really good shot.
Now it's Andrew Benintendi to hit. One for. White Sox make move for pinch hitter Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
And he would be the tying run, Boog, so we may see him try to launch one if he gets a good pitch to handle.
The White Sox with the tying run at the plate, and we're in the top of the 8th. In the air, right field, and that's the 3rd out. On to the.
Ow! First base.
Now the White Sox man. So a young arm. Coming on now out of the pen, Sean Napier.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep him within striking distance.
That one is absolutely belted. Way back there, it's got a chance. He's got it. Runner tags at second, and he moves up a base. So 2 away with runners at the corners. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Two on, 2 outs.
Nope.
That one is downstairs, and now it's even 1-1. Next offering is fouled back. The A's looking to add another here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Got him swinging for the strikeout.
Well, needed a big strikeout to get out of danger. Turned to the deception of that changeup. Great execution. Really sold it with the arm speed.
We go to the 9th, leading off number 30.
Well, no base hits in the series for him so far, and it's clearly been a rough one. You just hope he's not pressing too hard because that just compounds things. It makes the slump even longer. Never seems to help. Never helped me.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th.
Up next for the White Sox, right fielder Everson Carrera.
Foul ball there. Here comes the 0-1.
Ball 1.
A little out front there as he swings through it. One down, base is empty here in the 9th. Breaking ball, and that got him.
That hit him. Take your base.
So back to the top of the order. Chase Maidra steps to the plate for the White Sox. Runner on the go. Pitch
Nope,
misses
that's off
in.
the plate.
Throw bounces, and he's in there safely with the stolen base.
With that kind of elite arm he has behind the plate, man, it's a pretty big deal when you can swipe it back against this dude. Maybe more than anything, it prevents teams from just testing him thinking.
Base hit! Runner around third. The relay to the plate. He'll score easily. Back to a one-run game. It's 7-6. Here goes the runner. Ball outside. Throw to second. Great jump. And that is a stolen base. It wasn't even close. Got it started a little too early. Strike one.
That pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
Butler on the move. And there's two down. So it's their last chance in this one. Colson Montgomery steps to the plate for the White Sox. Smoked into left field. Base hit. Runner around third on his way to the plate. He'll score. It's an RBI single, and they've tied it.
For the A's, number 60, Justin Turner.
And that one fouled off. That's a bullet, but it goes foul.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get in the scoring position.
Here's the 0-2. Ground ball, left side. They get the force, and that will end the inning. Bottom of the ninth inning, and this one is tied.
3. You're out. Out.
On to extra innings. Down to third baseman, number 17. On the ground, and it goes just foul.
You don't want to get beat by a fastball in, and he spits on that one.
That's in there. That is strike two.
Well, if he's going to do something special right here, it's going to have to happen with 2 strikes.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. A 2-run shot, and they've rallied from 3 back. It's 9-7.
You're not going to be able to wipe the smile off his face for a while, Boog. He just changed the game. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spent on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
That's a strike across the top of the zone.
That's ball 4.
Luis Angel Acuna now at the plate. First offering. Runner goes. That's it for a strike. Throw
Safe,
there.
he's good.
Safe.
But with a good arm behind the dish, Coach, it's definitely a roll of the dice here to try to steal second base. Man, he can zip it down there so quickly. That was a pretty good throw as well, but really good, clean, stolen base. He can be pretty proud of himself.
Man at second. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Base hit into center field. Fires it to the plate. Tag. Not in time. He's safe. It's 11-7.
Well done. Drives in the run. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Number 79 departs. Here's the pitch. Runner goes.
No, that's the ball.
Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe.
2 outs is a great time. Try to steal second, especially when you have a guy with some wheels on first. Defense probably knew it was coming, but figured we better focus on trying to get this hitter out.
There's a swing and a miss.
Ooh, by them. You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Good eye in that spot. Struck him out swinging. Inning over, although plenty of damage done. It's a 4-run inning as a result of 2 homers. Last chance to even things up. We head to the bottom of inning number 10. It's the White Sox 11 and the A's 7. You're watching White Sox base back here in extras, and a new pitcher on the mound in the bottom half of the inning. Prelander Baroa.
Well, walks have certainly been an issue for him this season, so we'll see what kind of command he has.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Leo DeVries digs in now.
Leo DeVries.
Ball. Ball.
Peraza fires over to first, and they get the leadoff man in the 10th.
Up next for the A's, designated hitter, Brent Rooker.
High fly ball, right field. Pereira moving under it. 2 up, 2 down.
Up next for the A's.
So they're down to their final out. Nick Kurtz up next for the A's. Up and in, and that's ball 1. Runner at second, 2 down here in extra innings.
Well, no need to go right at this guy. First base is open. He can hurt you, so make him expand his zone. If he doesn't, give him a walk.
Just missed.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it, so it's a good take by him.
That one finds the zone. Strike 1.
Thought the green light might be on right there, but maybe not. If you're looking to swing in that count, that's the pitch you want.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Up next for the A's, second baseman, Zach Yellow.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Prelander Baroa out of the game, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for the
So the
Whitesox.
closer summoned from the
Number
bullpen,
32,
A.J. Minter.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
The lefty, the 1-0. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
That's a ball.
The 2-1 is high.
Pressure mountain right here with the tying run and the on-deck circle. He's got to find the strike zone.
Now there's a bullet down the line. Can't reach it. This should score at least one. One run across. Now the throw comes in. Runner holds it third.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
So 2 on with 2 away. Shea Langoliers getting ready to hit.
That's
off the
corner.
mark, and that's ball 1. Swings through that one for strike 1. They're down to their final strike. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. The White Sox trying to close out a 3-run lead, and we're in the last half of the 10th. Got him! And that is the ball game.
Nice work out of the bullpen for that first MLB win, Boog. They turned to him when they didn't have the lead. He kept things steady, and he's rewarded with the W.
And your final 11-8. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.